Welcome back to Digimon World DS. In the previous episode, I went to Sheer Valley, answering Pandamon's riddle to receive the Digi Egg of Miracles. It was a fake though, swapped with the real one by Platinum Sukamon of Drain Tunnel. I traveled there, facing that thief in combat, taking the egg after victory. With the key to the Forbidden Land in hand, I ventured to the Chrome Mine to find Phil, but he was captured by Machine Dramon. After a bit of trickery, however, he regressed to Skull Greymon, allowing for me to defeat him and rescue Phil. Having been promoted to Silver Tamer, I was given the task to take care of a Pagumon. So let's get to it. Pagumon is waiting in the farm. After introducing myself, I get to see what the Union has been having trouble finding a tamer for him. He is a bit standoffish. After returning to the farm, he asks to go to Steamy Jungle. Before I go there though, I digivolve Devimon to Alraumon, then back to Devimon to prepare for Armadillomon. Then talk to Gotsumon to start quest 19, a cool shirt. He's having fashion concerns, so he wants us to find the tamer Masahiko and get a shirt from him. I find him at the item and equipment shop, and he gives me a shirt. Before I return though, I talk to the nearby Dorumon. Having silver status allows entry to the back item and equipment shop, which have higher level equipment and stronger restorative items. There's also a blue chest here that has a silver blade. I then return to the farm to give Gotsumon the shirt. I place Gilmon on the farm, talking to him to start quest 5, Gilmon Buns. He wants the aforementioned bun. Mika at Tamer Plaza should know about it. Meeting with Mika, she says that she makes Gilmon buns, but we'll need Digiflower from Data Forest and butter from Training Peak. I go to the Data Forest first, finding the flower at the third area, near where I first met Gabumon. I then make the trip to Training Peak, where I can find a new wild Digimon, Dark Tyrannomon. He can't evolve, so the Digivolution to pursue the Lockmon path would be ideal. The butter is a bit further away, finding it in a narrow path at the area before the boss. Returning to the central with both ingredients, Mika bakes the Gilmon bun that I give to Gilmon. I finish the farm session by digiconverting an Impmon and Aquilamon. I go to Steamy Jungle, but as I enter, Pagumon runs away immediately. I find him at the third area by a flower, but he isn't feeling so good, getting a stomach ache after eating the flower, which turns out to be poisonous. Calmon says that the antidote nut could cure it, so I go look for it, even if Pagumon thinks we're just abandoning him. Before I go for this search, I go open the blue chest from before. It contains a Daoina helm, armor for insects and plants. It's way too high level for me to use now though. Then I evolve Gomamon to Ikakumon and resume the search, finding the nut in the area before the boss, with Kalumon confirming it. On the way back to Pagumon, I digivolve Vegimon to Blossomon. Once I meet with the little rascal, I feed him the nut, curing him of his poison. Feeling better, he starts to trust me more and we can build a friendship. I then return to the central, where I buy a holy farm. Having returned to the farm, Pagumon decides to take a rest. We then receive a visit from Ellie, with Pagumon showing up and the two meeting. It goes well at first, but after Ellie shows her star piece, Pagumon eats it, mistaking it for food. Ellie storms out of the farm. After I tell Pagumon of his mistake, he wants to find another star piece for her. Ellie did say she got one from Packet Swamp. I build up my holy farm, then digiconvert the Grizzlymon and Quagamon, finally setting out for the swamp, being greeted by Gotsumon. They could make a star piece, but Shogun Gekomon has chased them out of their habitats, so they can't make it right now. I offer my help and they warn me of the whirlpools that are necessary to travel this area. New wild Digimon found at the swamp include Crabmon, Vegimon, Gekomon, Stingmon, and Blossomon. Crabmon can only reach Champion, and Digivolving won't be enough to reach Mega on the next evolution run unfortunately. Vegimon belongs to Floramon's line, so all I said about that Digimon applies here. Gekomon can evolve to Ultimate, requiring multiple evolution loops to get the needed aptitude. Stingmon can reach Ultimate, then Digivolve to reach Machine Dramon, but not Grand Quagamon. Blossomon also belongs to the Floramon line, so I have nothing else to say here. As warned by the Gotsumon, the whirlpools here are one-way warps needed for travel. I take the whirlpool southeast of the start, finding a blue chest that contains a Digi Egg of Kindness. I then take the south path, going along it and finding a purple chest. Here, I digivolve Goblymon to Bakemon, then back for aptitude. After a while, I take a whirlpool to the east, then one to the northeast, another one north, and yet another one to the north. This one leads to a linear path to another whirlpool. After this one, I find a blue chest that contains a repair tea. I evolve Goblymon to Tyrannomon, then continue along, finding the boss arena. Shogun Gekomon and his cohorts are here. I try to convince them to live along with the Gotsumon, but they refuse, starting a fight, first with 3 easily dispatched Gekomon, then, finally, the big man himself, who occupies 2 panels. He's quite tough, but Blossomon's Spiral Flower takes big chunks of HP each turn, along with the other Digimon's wide attacks. Having been defeated, they finally accept living with the Gotsumon, and I receive a star piece for my efforts. I go to the farm, then talk with Impmon to start quest 33, the slingshot. He wants a toy. Goemon of Packet Swamp should have a slingshot. Before I head out, I talk with Mr. Gure. He gives me 5000 bits. This does help cover for the farm I bought a while back. I then head out to the swamp. A new wild Digimon I can find is Togemon, who can reach Mega level without need of extra aptitude. I find Goemon along the long southern path. He could part with the slingshot, but I must first gather 150% Blossomon scan data. After a long grinding session, I get the necessary scan data, getting the slingshot in return. I go back to the farm and give Impmon the slingshot, not without some concerns though. I place an Otamamon at the farm. Being scared, I talk to him to start quest 31. A ghost? Otamamon heard the strange voice from Crom Mine, and ever since then he's been haunted, so I must deal with it. As I enter the mine, I meet with Masaru, who's doing some investigating along here. A new wild Digimon I can find here is Wizardmon, who can't evolve into Antilamon until getting a specific item, after which though, he can reach Mega. I travel along the path. Once I reach the first fork, a scary voice speaks to me, so I continue along the path to the boss, digivolving Sidramon to Mega Sidramon, then opening the blue chest containing an HP full S. I find a Baihumon who runs away, but Masaru is ready to catch him. But after Baihumon asks for forgiveness, Masaru lets him go with a warning, and I return to the farm to report to Atamamon, as well as digivolving Angemon to Magna Angemon. I go to the back equipment shop and buy a full set of level 30 equipment for Mega Sidramon and Magna Angemon, then meet with Ellie at Tamer Plaza, giving her the star piece from Packet Swamp, then leave for the farm, though a mysterious voice speaks, belonging to Alphamon, a guardian of the digital world. He's dismissive of human influence in a Digimon's growth, believing kindness to be unnecessary. When I return to the farm though, Phil shows up in a hurry. Ellie was kidnapped by Devimon, who wants me to bring Pagumon to Drain Tunnel. I ventured forth. New wild Digimon found here include Raremon, Sidramon, Platinum Sukamon, Hookmon, and Ikakumon. Raremon, much like Gekomon, requires multiple evolution loops to reach Ultimate. Meanwhile, Sidramon can easily reach Mega without extra aptitude. Platinum Sukamon unfortunately cannot reach Ultimate, and Digivolution won't be enough to reach Mega. Hookmon can reach Ultimate though, and eventually Mega after a Digivolution. Ikakumon is another Digimon that can only reach Mega after Digivolution, though much like Hookmon it can reach Ultimate. I go along the path to the boss room. The blue chest from before contains a lightsaber, a low-level machine weapon. I then find Devimon, where Platinum Sukamon once was. He's under orders from Unknown D to defeat us, Unknown D being the one who believes he will lead all Digimon to the right path. Devimon faces us with two Chrysalimon cohorts, that they are easily defeated with wide moves, with Devimon himself falling soon after a Spiral Flower and Celestial Rod. With his defeat though, he reveals that Pagumon is a revived stray Digimon, who will soon abandon me. Ellie is freed though, and after returning to the farm, Baihumon gives me a call, wanting to check up on Pagumon. Baihumon sees that he's being raised well, and we have some discussions regarding Alphamon, who Baihumon believes has good in his heart. I then talk with Mr. Gure, who gives me a Digi-Egg of Courage. At this point I should probably talk about the Chibamon line. Chibamon can be obtained from the Serpent Egg, which requires matching an Obedient Digimon with 300 plus attack, and a Dragon Digimon. Fortunately, the former Digimon can be someone else's, so depending on circumstances, this egg can be relatively easy to get. As far as the line itself though, Chibamon can easily reach Ultimate, but needs the Digivolution to reach Imperial Dramon. There's an easily obtainable egg that is relevant to Silver Tamers as well, the Normal Egg, which requires two Digimon with the same nickname. It hatches into the Ultimate Digimon, Digitamamon, who can easily evolve to Mega. As I leave the Union, I'm accosted by Kane and Tomomi, who was Pagumon's former tamer, believing Pagumon to be a weakling. After returning to the farm, Pagumon wants to be alone, but a while later, Calumon warns me that Pagumon fled to Mangrove Woods. I then end the session, digivolving Dorimon to Armadillomon. That rascal really went and did it, huh? After a tumultuous travel to Steamy Jungle, I gained Pagumon's trust, then went to Packet Swamp to get a star piece for Ellie. After Pagumon ate Ellie's previous star piece, confusing it for food. She was kidnapped by Devimon, however, who took her to Drain Tunnel. I went forth, defeating Devimon and rescuing her. Pagumon's origin is revealed though. A stray Digimon reborn, he might have been the Black Agumon of Training Peak. After this confusing reveal, Pagumon has run away, and I must chase after him. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you next time, as I chase after Pagumon to rescue him.